Good evening, everybody. My name is Kristen. I've been with Pampered Chef 23 years, and I am excited to bring a live demo to you guys. I say live, we're on Zoom, obviously. But I do have a couple of friends here, Judy and Cherie, and excited to be doing, yeah, they just waved at you guys. So excited to do a little live demo for you guys. This is my opportunity to do what's in my heart, which is doing live cooking demos. I've been doing them forever with my business, and it's the most fun part of my business. And now that everything is so virtual, I kind of miss doing that. And so this is just kind of a good way for me to merge what I love to do with the in-home parties with the virtual parties, especially the one that we're doing on table. For those of you that are joining live, I love interaction. I do not want to be the only one talking. If you guys have questions or comments, or you want to share a favorite product or put your 2 cents in about a product that I'm using that maybe you have in your kitchen and you have some, different ways that you use it. I would love, and I know those that are watching the recording would also love to hear all that information, because that's the fun of an in-home party, is just kind of everybody sharing ideas and, getting excited about cooking. So that's what this is all about, even though we are on Zoom. So those of you that are watching in the recording, if you have any questions or comments, just drop that into the comments, in the post with the video, and I can certainly get back to you to answer any questions. But with that, I'm ready to go ahead and get started. What I have on the menu for you guys tonight is I am making some chicken tortilla soup. And I'm going to be using our new soup mix. So I'm going to talk a little bit about that. But before I do that, I want to get some French fries going. And I know French fries sounds kind of odd with chicken tortilla soup, but really you can eat French fries with anything. And I want to show you some tools that are on sale this month. So if you are part of Cherie's party, you can order them with the party. If you're not part of that, I can still hook you up with an order, or even if you might be interested in hosting, you can get some discounts. So I'm going to just tilt the camera down just a little bit so you guys can see what we're doing. And with the French fries today, I'm going to be using the Rapid Prep Mandoline to make them. And this is one of my favorite tools for French fries, but for so many other things. And it is on sale this month. And then we're going to be cooking them in the air fryer. And it's another item that's on sale. So I think these two really kind of go hand in hand, but I do use them a lot in the kitchen. So I do want to share with you guys on that. So first off, before we get this going, this is the Rapid Prep Mandoline. And it does really any kind of slicing, or I say grating, but not really grating, more like, like a matchstick style cut when I say grating. It has between these 2 dials here, let me collapse this down. These 2 dials, you turn them, and I'm going to show you how they work, create 24 different settings for how you want to process food with the Mandoline. So you can, with this dial, hopefully you can get close enough. There are 3 different settings. Right here, it's pointing towards what I call the fat julienne, which is kind of the French fry cut. It also has a slice setting, and it has what I call a skinny julienne, which is more like that matchstick style cut. Then, so you set whether you're going to cut it or French fry cut it, or slice it, French fry cut, or matchstick cut. And then this dial goes from 1 to 8, and that is how thick your slices are. So think about slicing. If you did like a 1, it's going to be super duper thin shaved. Like if you were going to do maybe like homemade potato chips where you're going to fry them, all the way to an 8, which would be about 1/4 of an inch thick. And I would use that again, if it was potatoes, would be like maybe like a potatoes au gratin or something, where I really wanted the potatoes to hold their shape through cooking. I didn't want them to just disintegrate away into mashed potatoes or whatever. So with each of those settings, so slicing, you have from thin to thick. Same thing with your fat julienne. So basically what that does is, instead of slicing, you're also getting it shredded, and it's a wider shred, but it can be various thicknesses. And then on the skinny shred, it's an even skinnier shred. And then again, you can adjust the thicknesses. So I use this a lot for slicing. It's probably my favorite thing to do with it. And you can slice soft tomatoes all the way to really hard sweet potatoes. So I don't know if you guys have ever tried to slice sweet potatoes on a mandoline, or even with a knife. Like, you really struggle to get your knife through it. And if you've ever tried to slice sweet potatoes on like a mandoline or a wedger or something like that, it's really tough to do, and a lot of them can't do it. But this will do hard sweet potatoes, like I love to do sweet potato fries with it, all the way to slicing, tomatoes, something really, really soft. So it has a lot of versatility. When it comes to the julienne pieces, the French fry cut is my favorite. I like French fry cut everything. So obviously potatoes, sweet potatoes, regular potatoes. But my new favorite, instead of buying baby carrots, like for dipping into dips and whatever, I now will buy the whole carrot and I will French fry cut them. And so you get these nice little, again, think about the size of a French fry, but it's your dipper for dips. And so like I'll French fry now carrots and jicama and, things like that, just because I like the shape of it. And then for the smaller julienne, I do a lot of like homemade hash browns with it now, or I might julienne carrots for a salad or for a stir fry or things like that. So there's really, you can see your mind can just go crazy with everything that you can do with it. And it's funny, like people always ask me like, so do you have a guide? Like what are the all 24 settings? I don't have that. I'm sorry. but really what I say is, kind of think like, do I want it sliced or do I want like a thick piece or a thin piece, and then kind of adjust from there and just kind of play with it and have fun. And that's what I've done. And that's how I've, learned to use it. The other thing that's nice with this is as you're using it, you're going to notice instead of taking your hand in the food and running across the blade, you're pumping the handle, and that is what is moving the blade. So it's a little bit safer. Still comes with a food guard, because when you're getting the food towards the blade, you don't want to be putting your fingers in there. So make sure you're using the food hopper. So I'm going to use this kind of at an odd angle for me, just because I want you guys to see how it works. Normally I would kind of hold it this way, but you got to see what it's doing. So I've got it set on the fat julienne, and I have it on the 8. So this is going to be like the perfect French fry cut. And all you do is just put your, whatever you're doing, your potatoes or whatever in here, and pump the handle. And you can see how, whoops, and my dogs are even getting some, because a couple pieces went on the floor, so they're super excited. But there you go. I mean, that was one potato. There was like absolutely no effort. And so that's what I mean by the fat julienne. So it is on the 8 setting, so it's like a perfect square. Now, if you wanted it to be this wide, but not as thick, that's how you would be adjusting it, if that makes sense. So that was one potato. I'm cooking for one tonight, so that's all I'm making. But just think, if you were doing 5 potatoes, how fast you could do that. I mean, it's just like boom, 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 boom. And unfortunately, the faster you go, the more the food flies. So you do kind of have to contain yourself, because it's like so easy to do that you want to go super fast, but then that's when it all goes on the floor for your dog. So just be careful with that. Okay.
I think I'm going to use that. I think I'm going to use that to slice my onions for French onion soup.
Oh yes, absolutely. And then
I won't fry as much.
Yeah, and yeah, that's true. And then the other thing too is you kind of have to learn to play with how you position the food in it. So like you can get like rings, or if you wanted more like wedges on the onion, because the onion is has all the layers, so you kind of have to play with positioning it to get it just right. But yes, it does a beautiful job on onions. I slice peppers with it. It's become my new, like I have other mandolins in my kitchen from Pampered Chef even, that I really don't get out anymore, just because this one's so fun and so easy to do. Okay, so now for French fries in the air fryer, I'm going to mix these with, I got about a tablespoon of oil in my bowl. And I'm going to add a little bit of salt. So the basic recipe that comes with, there's a user guide that you get with the air fryer, has a great French fry recipe. The basic recipe is just a little bit of oil and a little bit of salt, and you toss your French fries in there and then put it into the air fryer. You need a little bit. I know the reason you use an air fryer is so that it's healthier and you're thinking no oil, but I still find a little bit of oil is still necessary, because that's what crisps things up. But you can still control the kind of oil you use. So use a healthier oil. And also it's certainly not as much oil as if you're deep fat frying. So, so don't be deceived when you hear like no oil. I still think you need a little bit of oil. Then for French fries though, you can, so that's your basics. I'm using seasoned salt from Pampered Chef. You can just do plain salt, but this stuff is great. I put it on everything. But because I'm doing a Southwest meal with the tortilla soup, I want to give my French fries a little Southwest flavor as well. So I'm going to use our everything taco seasoning and add some of that to this, just to kind of give me like Mexican fries, right? Just to, kind of jazz things up. With any of our seasonings, the cap is about a tablespoon of measure. So you don't even need to get out a measuring cup. I usually do about, when I'm using the pantry items on meat, I usually do about a tablespoon of the seasoning for a pound of meat. So if I was doing, taco meat, I would do, a tablespoon of the seasoning to the ground beef. If I was doing like chicken and I wanted to season it up, which you're going to see in just a minute, again, about a pound, I do about a tablespoon per pound of meat. And you can use our seasonings on really anything. They're great on vegetables. They're great on potatoes. I use them on meat all the time. Have either of you guys used any of our pantry items?
No, I haven't used that at all. No.
I haven't, but it's on my wish list, and I was telling you earlier before we started the recording that I'm making stuffed bell peppers tonight, and I just kind of seasoned it with my salt, pepper, and a little cumin. And I was thinking to myself, I sure wish I had that taco seasoning. It would
There
have
you
been
go.
perfect.
That would have been a great addition. And I don't know,
Yeah.
Cherie, did you see in the party the stuffed peppers recipe that I posted?
You know what I did? I must have missed that one.
Yeah. So go back to like the first, what was posted originally. It's it was the fifth recipe that I posted. There's the 5 comfort foods, and and stuffed bell peppers are there. So you can kind of get that recipe compared to what you did. But yeah, so that's it. So like take any recipe you're doing and you could kind of jazz it up a little bit with the seasoning. So the taco seasoning would have been, really good. And I like to use, so like with our seasonings, the taco seasoning is a real fine blend. I don't know if you can see well enough. Some of our seasonings, so we're going to use Southwest here on our chicken. It's kind of chunkier. I don't know if you can see that well enough from the camera angle. And when I use the air fryer, I like to use the finer seasonings because I think they just cook up a little bit better. So when I'm doing fries, I like the taco seasoning. If I want to kind of go Mexican, there's a garlic Parmesan that makes like the absolute best fries. You can do that. That's another one of the real fine seasonings that does very well in the air fryer. Okay, so I've tossed my French fries with the seasoning. And now to tell you guys a little bit about an air fryer. Do you guys have an air fryer, whether it's from Pampered Chef or whoever, Foodie or whoever the other brands are?
Yes. Mine's not Pampered Chef, but it's similar to that style. And I have a basket like that too.
Yeah, what are some favorites that you make in it?
Chicken wings. I do French fries sometimes. Gosh, I don't know. I can't think of things right now.
Chicken mine goes blank when I ask you. I totally get it.
I haven't done one, but I've only ever tried fries in it, and I did not put oil on them, and I will next time. But I'm not sure I even like it. It's long and in length, and it takes up too much space on my counter.
Oh shoot, I was gonna say, and it's funny because so Pampered Chef has a whole line of appliances. We have the air fryer, we have a griddle, we have the cooking blender, we have a whole bunch, and I have them all. And I'm like, I have no room in my kitchen. So I had to take a front coat closet and convert it into my appliance garage. So I totally get how much space it takes. But this one, like I said, I even can get my husband to cook with the air fryer. Like anything else, he's like, nah, he doesn't have any interest. He lets me take care of all of it. He likes the air fryer. So I'm like, hey, if he's going to cook, this is a good thing. So our air fryer comes with 2 shelves. So if you're doing something messy, like homemade, like chicken nuggets or chicken strips or something like that, you wouldn't want to have that like in a rotating basket because all the breading would come off. Also too, you can use your air fryer, not just as an air fryer, but as a little oven. So like if you wanted to do, like I love to do salmon or cod fillets or, fish in here, obviously you would want to put that on a shelf because you don't want it tossing around. But if you are doing something that's a little heartier, like we're doing with the fries today, or convenience foods, like if you do like pizza bites or convenience chicken nuggets, things like that, this basket, what it does is as it's cooking, it rotates around so that it's going to get everything evenly cooking. So what I like about this air fryer is you have that. Some air fryers are only shelves or only the basket, whereas you get both. So you can kind of determine how you want to do it with that. So we're going to do the basket. I think that's best for the fries. And let me throw these in here. And again, you could, as you can tell, you can put a whole lot more fries in there. Like you could probably do 3 potatoes worth, if not more. But because I'm only cooking for one, we're just doing the one. And then you slide this in here like so. And I always have a hard time when I'm on TV or on video because I'm kind of backwards to how I normally use things. So hopefully we're going to get this in here and engaged right. There's a motor on the side, so you kind of have to jiggle it and get it in there. And then for fries, there's a couple different philosophies. Some people like to cook them low temperature, like maybe a 325 for about 10-15 minutes, and then go to the higher air fry. I just go to the higher air fry. So we're going to do air fry. I'm going to do about 20 minutes. Whoops. So start again. Air fry. And we're going to do 20 minutes. And I'm going to push the button to start. And then there's a rotate button. So that's what's going to make it rotate around. And I'm going to just make sure I got it in there right. And it looks like I did. It is rotating. So while this is getting started, let me just tell you, it has a couple of different presets. And as you notice, I just turn the dial and it goes. So air fry is your highest temperature with the highest velocity of air moving around. And so that's where instead of the hot oil getting your food crispy, it's that spritz of oil and that high temperature and a lot of air movement that's going to get it crispy. But you can also lower the temperature and then lower that air speed, and so that you can use it as an oven. So you literally could bake a small batch of cookies, you could do a couple of biscuits or cinnamon rolls, you can make hand pies, back to you could just cook your chicken breasts, a pork chop, a steak. I mean, you can do anything in there. So really any recipe, if it says bake in your oven at 350, you can put in here. And what I like about this is there's no preheat time. Like my oven, you have to preheat for 10 minutes before it's going to start cooking. This, it starts cooking right away. So I really like how fast it is. And in the summer, I hate to heat up my kitchen. So I love to use my air fryer because it's not going to heat up my kitchen. So it has those settings. And then it also has a rotisserie spit. So it comes with the spit, and you can do like a whole chicken on there. You can do a pork tenderloin, a tri-tip steak, a head of cauliflower, a pineapple, you can do all those kinds of things. And it's, just like at the grocery store, the rotisserie chicken, it's going to rotate around and cook. The reheat settings, one of my favorites, leftover pizza tastes fresh again when you reheat it in your air fryer. You're going to get a nice crisp crust. It's going to be ooey gooey cheese. It's going to be just like, the day you got it. So reheat is my friend. And then it also has a dehydrate setting, which I'd never had a dehydrator. I didn't really think I needed it, but I do. You can dehydrate your own, fruits, vegetables. I love to use it for fresh herbs because invariably I buy like a bunch of cilantro. I use a couple sprigs of it and then it goes bad. Whereas now I'll take that cilantro or parsley or whatever, dehydrate it, put it in a baggie, and then I have fresh. It tastes like fresh, better so than the bottled stuff, but because it's dry, it'll keep forever. So,
oh, what a fantastic idea. I love that. I never thought of that.
I'm right here and I'm in my kitchen. So like I had a whole bunch of cilantro that was about to go bad. So here it is. So I just put it in a baggie. I mark it cilantro. And then, when I need cilantro now, I just pull this out.
How long do you think it stays good like that? How long do you usually keep it for?
It's gone before it ever goes bad, and it's dry. So, I mean, I think to me, I don't know how well you can see that. To me, it's no different than what's in the jars. When you buy that dried parsley, years.
Sure.
But anyway, so I've never had it go bad in the bag because it's dry. There's no moisture to, rot or get slimy or whatever.
Right.
And again, just because it prolongs it, I use it before it's, it's still flavorful and it's still good. So anyway, so like I said, I never thought I would use that on, never thought I needed it. And I do. So anyway, so that's going to cook. Let me just make sure we're still rotating around. We're still good. Okay. I'm going to flip my camera and now we're going to move on to the soup. Let me move this out of the way here for you so you can see what's going on over here. So this tortilla soup, this is a new soup mix from Pampered Chef. We also have a minestrone. And the way I like it is so the recipe on the back, so again, that's how easy it is. You're going to add water and you're going to add chicken broth or vegetable broth. Kind of depends if you wanted to go vegetarian or not. And then it says that you can add like 2 to 3 cups of mix-ins if you so desire. So just with the broth and the water and the mix, this is kind of think about this as like your seasoning packet. So it's kind of like you know, taco seasoning to make your taco meat. This is your seasoning pack to make your tortilla soup. And you can eat it just plain as is, you know, once it comes together. There's, you know, some dehydrated vegetables and beans and things in there. So it's fine the way it is, but really you're gonna have to, I think you need to add those add-ins. So that's what I'm gonna show you guys tonight. So to get started though, one of the add-ins that I like to do is chicken. So you could do it vegetarian. You don't have to do chicken tortilla, but I'm gonna do chicken. We're going to cook some chicken in the microwave. And I know sometimes people think like, ooh, ick, that sounds disgusting, but trust me, it's delicious. When you cook it in stoneware. So we're going to actually cook it in a rock crock, which is clay, and it just comes out really juicy and delicious. Now, the first thing I want to do is cut the chicken, because you guys know, like, look at how fat this chicken breast is. Like, chicken breasts now are like a pound a piece, and it's ridiculous. I could just put this in my rock crock and cook it, but it's going to take longer. So I'm all about how fast can I cook it. So I like to use this guy. It's called a close and cut, and you can get the set with this knife. And these panels here on the top and bottom are springy. So when you close this, that chicken, whoops, let me tuck them all in there. He's so big, is enveloped in here. And then the knife is going to go right through the middle. So it's going to take that really fat chicken breast and it's going to fillet it into two much better, easier. I mean, look at that. That's going to cook a whole lot easier because it's thinner. And that's whether you're going to microwave it, whether you're going to grill it, whether you're going to bake it in the oven, whatever. I mean, to me, that's going to cook like in half the time. And because it's more even, it's going to cook more evenly. You don't have to worry about like, is one end, did one end get cooked, that fat end is, you're checking the temperature and everything. It's actually because they're both the same. They're going to cook really quick and even. Let me wash my fingers real quick.
I know. I know you're stepping away. It's fine. I use my close and cut often, and I love it because like you said, basically you get, to me, I usually just serve that as a portion, the half a piece of chicken breast. Right. And it's, so you get more out of your, talk about saving money. I buy a big pack of chicken breast and now I got like double of what it says that you're supposed to get, because you don't need those giant, like you said, they cook up so much better without the giant breast. So I like that a lot.
Yeah, I do too. And then the other things that you can use the close and cut for, I don't know if you've tried cherry tomatoes. You can do like a whole cup of cherry tomato, fill the whole tray, slice it in half, and you cut them all in half at once, as opposed to, one at a time. I've used it as a bagel cutter. Trying to think what else I've used it for. Grapes. Like I do a chicken salad that has grapes in it. So I'll put all my grapes in there and cut those in half too. So, dishwasher safe. So I know from using it from chicken, it's going to be, clean and sanitized by the time I go to use it for something else. So, okay. So this is a rock crock. I don't know if you guys are familiar with this. This is the everyday pan. We also have a Dutch oven, so it's the same size across, but twice as deep. And these are made out of clay, but you can use them on any heat source. So like in your kitchen, they can be used in your oven, under your broiler, on your stovetop, in your microwave, can go out on your grill. They're dishwasher safe. And they can go like right from the refrigerator, right on top of your stove. Like you don't need to temper it or let it set out or anything like that. So I just really like the versatility of them. And I love, like I said, if anything I need chicken for, like if I'm going to make chicken enchiladas and I need to cook chicken before I can proceed with the rest of the recipe, or if I need, like I said, chicken for the soup, this is a really quick, easy way, because in about 5 minutes, this chicken is going to be cooked and it's going to be super juicy, delicious. So I've got some salt and pepper. And I'm just going to just kind of mix it up. I'm going to use the Southwest seasoning on the chicken. I just think that the flavor is going to complement the soup really, really well. And again, it's a pound. I could probably measure out, my tablespoon, as I had mentioned to you guys. But kind of my other rule of thumb is I say no naked chicken. So basically I've covered that enough that, I don't really see the chicken, seasonings covering all of it. No oil, no water, no broth, no nothing. Just the chicken's going to go in here. I'm going to throw it into the microwave for 5 minutes. If they were thicker, it would probably take maybe 8 minutes. But again, I'm looking how fast I can do it. So we got that chicken going while I get the soup ready. And then when the chicken comes out, I will cut that up. Now, another thing about the rock crocks is we have this new stand, and I didn't pull it out to show you guys, but it's called the digital slow cooker stand. And basically what it does is it takes your rock crock and turns it into a crock pot or a slow cooker. So what's nice with the rock crock, I don't know if you guys do a lot of slow cooking, crock pot cooking, but what I like to do is if I'm making a pot roast, I like to brown the meat before I go on to the slow cooking. So in the rock crock, because I can use it on top of the stove, I can brown the meat right in the pan. I don't need to be getting a different pan dirty. I can right in the rock crock, I can brown the meat, whatever I need to do, season it up, add the vegetables, and then move it to the slow cooker stand or turn it into the rock crock. So again, you don't have to dirty up different dishes trying to brown it and then put it into a different pot. So the slow cooker stand is, we've had one in the past. They've just upgraded it. So now it's better insulated so it doesn't get so hot on the outside. And it is truly the best crock pot that I have ever used. So anyway, so just know that that just is another possibility with your rock crock, is that you can also make it into a crock pot. So, okay. So for the soup, I'm going to go ahead. I'm going to be using the new Brilliance cookware. This is kind of as nice as it is and as beautifully as it cooks. It's really our budget line of cookware, but you would never know it because like our budget line is like way better than what's out there on the market. So anyway, but it has a beautiful exterior that's non-stick, so it's not going to get all goopy and yucky on the outside from splashes and all. With the disc on the bottom, you can use it on an induction stove. So I don't know if anybody has an induction stove, but it is induction safe. And then of course it's non-stick on the inside, and it's really just a very durable finish on it inside and out so that it is going to last. It's not going to get scratched up and yucky looking, and super duper non-stick, and it's dishwasher safe. So some nice features, and that's the Brilliance cookware. Now, Cherie, you're hosting. I don't know if you're in the market for cookware or not, but this line of cookware, the Brilliance, you can get at 60% off, or we also have stainless nonstick cookware. We also have cast iron cookware. And then we have another line, kind of an upgrade of this even nonstick. All of that as a host is 60% off for you this month. So if you're needing a piece to add to your collection, like if you primarily cook on nonstick, I recommend getting a piece of the stainless. I know Judy has the stainless and she loves it, or getting a piece of cast iron, just because I like how stainless and cast iron cook at a higher temperature. They give you a really nice sear on your meat, like if you're doing steak or chops or things like that. So even if you're not necessarily in the market for a whole set of cookware, it's kind of nice to get a piece that's different than what you have, so that you have some different possibilities. So Cherie, what do you cook on now? What kind of cookware? Do you use like nonstick or what?
Yeah, mostly nonstick, yes.
So, I mean, I think that's what most people do, just because it's easy, right?
Right.
And nothing sticks to it and all. But I do, like I said, I do like having other pieces because, if you're cooking, I don't know, whatever, a steak or some chicken or something, and you want to get a little bit of a sear on it, you want to get that crust on it, you're really going to like what, a different type of cookware will do for you. So.
Sure. Okay. I saw that there was a special, but I wasn't sure if it was only certain pieces. So it is all the cookware.
Actually, there are a couple of pieces that are not included in that host pack. Did I mail you a host packet?
Yeah, you did.
So there's a flyer in there that has all the pieces listed. So it's
okay. I'll look at it again then.
Yeah, it's pretty much all of them, but there might be there's a handful of pieces that are not. So
what was the name of the one that I got, that set that I love so much?
You have the stainless.
Yeah, I love that because it cleans so easily, and that those pieces have a lifetime guarantee, right?
Yes, the stainless has, so this Brilliance has a 10-year warranty, but all the other cookware has a lifetime warranty on it. So yeah, so you're, like I said, make the investment, but you're going to get something really good that is going to last you forever. And Judy's right, even though like stainless, I think that's why people don't like stainless, because they think it's hard to clean. But ours is like a hybrid. Actually, let me pull out a piece of things. Let me get all those soup fixings in here. That was 4 cups of water and 2 cups of broth that I'm adding to the packet, just so you guys know where we are. Let me pull out a piece of cookware for you guys. So let's see what Judy's talking about. Okay, that chicken's already cooked. That's how fast that was. So this is the stainless, and I'm trying to get it that you can see. It's kind of a hybrid in that the stainless there's like a mesh. And so the stainless kind of comes through the nonstick so that it gives you that sear. You can cook at a high temperature, you can sear whatever you're cooking. You get that the bits that kind of stick to the pan just a little bit so you can make those nice, pan gravies and sauces and all. But this black is a non-stick finish so that it is easy to clean. So you get the best of both worlds. You get the sear that you're looking for on stainless, but then you get the easy clean, and it's dishwasher safe. So again, it's easy to clean in that respect as well. So that's what Judy likes. And I do too. I have all of it in my kitchen. So
okay, looks great. Thank you for sharing.
Yeah. I don't know if I can't get the camera right. I'm gonna have I'll ladle up a bowl here soon. So I've got the water and the chicken broth in here, and we're gonna bring that up to a boil and then let it simmer. And it's gonna take about 20 minutes. I'm not gonna have you guys sit here for 20 minutes, but I'm gonna finish it off with showing you everything that's gonna go in it, so you can still kind of get a visual of it. So our chicken is cooked. So let me pull this out. Now, people always say, "Oh, doesn't it get hot?" Yes, eventually it does get hot, but in just 5 minutes, it didn't. So, so that's why I said you can pull that right out of the microwave. Okay, let me turn the camera down here. Okay, so here's our chicken. Look at that steam, yum. Okay, and then look at now. Oh, I can't get the camera quite the right angle for you guys. It has, I don't know if you can see that. It's got all this nice juice in there. So we're going to actually chop up the chicken and add the chicken and the juice to our soup, because that's just good chicken broth. And to chop it up, let me move my salt and pepper out of the way here. We're going to go ahead and use these guys. It's called a salad chopper. I think it was misnamed. It should be called the chicken chopper because I use it all the time on chicken. It's kind of like a little dual scissors. And you can see how it's scoopy. So you can, like, if you're kind of in a bowl, you can kind of just scoop right in there. I like to use it this way though. I just feel like I get a little bit more oomph to my cut, and right in the pan. So like, I don't need to be burning my fingers and getting out a cutting board and whatever. I just chop at the chicken and it's going to shred it up. And so I use this all the time on chicken, no matter, like, anytime I need shredded or chopped up chicken, this is my go-to. I microwave it. You can see how juicy it is. It's not rubbery. It's not tough. You can season it however you want with those Pampered Chef seasonings. Chop it up right here, and then we're going to just throw this right into our soup. So this is just kind of a major shortcut in your cooking. And I like how it works. But you can see how, again, if you wanted to, you could kind of scoop it this way. I just, again, everybody has a preference, how they like to hold it and how they like to use it. This is mine. And I've used this like on pork tenderloin, if I wanted to chop that up to make, barbecue sandwiches, or even if I had a, pork roast or whatever, you could be, chopping at it. The name salad chopper comes from if you were to do a chopped salad with it. So you could take in a bowl, throw your lettuce and cabbage and kale and spinach and onions and peppers and, what have you, throw all that in a bowl and chop at it and get a chopped salad. So that's, kind of what it was intended for, but we have all found that it is the most amazing thing for chopping up chicken. So look at that. Yum, delicious. And there's still some nice juice in there. So that's going to get added. And I'm going to also add some corn. Now, again, for the add-ins, this is your preference. You can do whatever you like. I have found for the chicken tortilla, I do like the corn. I also like to add black beans to it. You could do pintos if you like, or no beans. And you can add, I think, tomatoes are a nice addition to it. I'm going to do rotel just because I like it a little spicier. So that's going to have the green chili in it as well. So are you guys familiar with the can opener? Anybody have this already?
No, I don't.
Okay,
I don't.
you're going to have to get it. Cherie, do you have it?
No, what's crazy is I know it's a very popular item. A lot of my friends have it. I've never broke down and bought it, but I plan to get it this time because I've gone through so many can openers recently and they never work right. So I'm ready. I think I'm ready for Pampered Chef.
So the best thing, yes, that's it. Get the best, right? So the best thing is that it does not have a blade. So it is not cutting into the can and giving you a sharp edge, lid or can. There's some magic. I don't know how it works, but there's some magic in here that it basically breaks the seal on the can and then you just lift the lid off. And so the can and the lid are smooth to the touch. So that's the name, smooth edge can opener, because you're not going to get any sharp edges. Now, it's a little different to use than most. So I'm going to give you a little demo here. Most can openers go like this, right?
Mhm.
This one, you're going to slide on to the can. So that little knob thing there slides onto the can. And then you just give it a little twist. And if it grabs the can like it is, and you can hold it like this, you know you got it in there right. And you just turn. And once it goes all the way around, the pressure releases a little bit, and there's a little click. I was talking, so I don't know if you heard it. And then just turn it backwards, and that releases it. And then this is the important thing to know. It does not look like I opened it, right? But I did. Has this little bird beak thing here that your thumb activates. I don't know if you guys can get it.
Yeah, I see it.
And what you do is you put that little bird beak on the rim of the can with your thumb, that pinches it, and then that lifts the lid off. And just so you can see, the can and the lid are smooth to the touch. Nobody's going to cut themselves. So pretty cool, right?
And that looks like you didn't have to put a lot of pressure on to hold it like you do a regular can opener, correct?
Right, not at all. I actually I have a lot of customers that are like, how does it work if I'm arthritic or whatever?
Mhm.
And I have them try it and they love it. So
That's what I was
yeah,
waiting
so they're
on.
really
All right,
good.
sounds good.
Yeah, and I've never been able to use the traditional can openers. Like I had electric ones prior because I could
Mhm.
never figure out the hand can openers. I'm just gonna turn this down so you can see again. But this one is super easy to figure out. So
Hmm.
once you see the demo, sometimes people like they try to hook it on, like I said, this way, and they can't figure it out. Once you realize it's this way, you're good to go. So, and then there you go. So easy peasy. And these black beans are going to go ahead and drain in our little colander here. So let me throw this into the sink. And let's see if our soup's coming to a boil yet. Not yet. Come on, heat up, heat up. We're almost there. And I'm going to try to get this camera wise so you can kind of see what I'm doing here. I want you to see the soup. I might have to ladle some in a bowl for you to see it. Let me do that. See, the magic of trying something for the first time. You got to figure out what's going to work. But I want you to see like what the soup looks like. I still don't know that you're going to get a good visual here, but anyway, there's the soup. So you can see like it has, some beans in there. It's got some vegetables. So I mean, there's like something to it, but really I say kind of consider the packet your spice mix. And then it's everything else that you're going to add to it that's going to make it so good. So with that said, we're going to add our chicken. Hopefully I'm not going to splash myself too badly. So again, a little bit of Southwest seasoning just to kind of complement what we're making here. Salt and pepper was also on that chicken, but nothing else, no oil, no nothing. And we're going to add corn. Again, this is by choice what you want to add. I'm adding the Rotel. If you don't like spicy, you can just do diced tomatoes, or if you don't like tomatoes at all, leave them out. And black beans. And then you would let that simmer for about 20 minutes. Where'd my spoon go? And you have dinner. Super easy, yummy. And now let me see, not that it's all cooked together yet and married up, but I'm going to ladle you out some just so you can see what this looks like. Because now it's going to look even better than that first little jar, the first bowl that I showed you. So now, I don't know if you can see, and now it's got all those goodies in there. It's got your chicken, like I said, all those vegetables, and it is super duper tasty. I mean, I've been making tortilla soup for years, and I feel like I have a pretty good recipe. This knocks it out of the park. This is like way better than what I've been making, and it's so much easier. So that's why I'm making it these days. Okay, so we're gonna just let that simmer. Let me now turn the camera again back to our fries because we're done. Let me just clear some room here. Sorry, guys. I'm cooking in this one little corner of my kitchen so that you can see camera wise. I have a bigger kitchen, but just this little area is where I'm cooking. Okay, so here we are. Fries are done. It just beeped and said, I'm done. And when you use the basket, it comes with this little retrieval tool so that you can just reach right in here and pull that out, because otherwise it's going to be kind of difficult to do. So there you go. And I'm going to show you the trick for opening this basket. You need, these are the micro grips. I don't know if you guys have seen these. I always say, like, for kids, it's like a mouth. Anyway, these are great for getting like anything out of the microwave. So like that rock crock, like if it had cooked another couple minutes more, it would have been hot. These micro grips are perfect for getting that out. They're also good, as I'm going to show you, for kind of holding on to this, because this is super hot. It's been in the air fryer at 400 degrees. Turn this down so you can see. And it can be a little tricky to open this if you're not sure what you're doing, but I use my little micro grips. And then I use this, I kind of hook this. Let me turn this at the better angle. I hook the retrieval tool into that basket, and that's what opens that up. And then here are our French fries. Yum, yum, yum. So they are all ready to go. I'm going to kind of turn the basket so you can see them. Oh, they look so good. I cannot wait to eat.
I was just going to say that they look yummy. Yeah, that's awesome.
There's a couple that are kind of coming out. Let me kind of tilt this. Trying not to get things falling on my computer. There they are. So super yummy. So Southwest fries to go with my chicken tortilla soup. That is dinner. And that's kind of just the tools that I wanted to show you guys. I'll kind of turn you guys loose here unless you guys have questions or anything else that you guys want to see. No? Okay, real quick, just for you guys watching and or anybody that's watching the replay, wanted to remind you guys, my soup's boiling, so I'm going to turn it down, is with an $80 order with Cherie's Party, or if you just wanted to contact me for an order, if you're not part of Cherie's Party, with an $80 order, you get to choose an item for free, and you can choose one of our seasonings. It's called Everything Bagel. So we did Everything Taco on the fries. So that's your taco seasoning. This is, again, if you get Everything Bagels, it has the garlic and the onion and the poppy seeds and the sesame seeds. That's what this is all about. Or if I can get that at a good angle for you. So super good on, bagels and cream cheese. I buy plain bagels now. If you want Everything Bagel, you can put your seasoning on it. If you want jelly or whatever, you can do that. I love avocado toast with eggs and bacon. I don't know if you guys make that, but this is like the best on avocado toast. Other choices though are the scoop and spread. So this is soft and pliable silicone spatula for cleaning out jars, scooping jelly. This is my peanut butter and jelly maker. And then this side, like if you wanted to spread peanut butter. So scoop your jelly, spread your peanut butter, and cut your sandwich all with one tool. But that's kind of what this is. So here's your all-purpose spreader. Here's your little silicone server. So it's kind of two tools in one. Or you can choose the avocado tool, which has a serrated blade over here for cutting the skin of the avocado, a side that is not serrated. So like you can slice and dice and scoop. And then the magic is this, instead of taking a knife and kind of whacking it at the avocado, it has little prongs. You kind of whack that into the pit and give it a little twist, and it'll just pull the pit right out without having to whack it and possibly missing and cutting your hand. So this makes getting avocado stuff super, super easy and super safe. And doesn't it have like a cute little face on it? When I look at that, it's got like a little face on it. So anyway, so that is a reminder. You can choose one of those items as a free gift. And with $150, you get free shipping. And with being part of Cherie's Party, there's a Shop Now button at the top of the page. You just click that, and that will connect you to her party for placing your order. So, or if you're on your phone, the Shop Now button's at the bottom of the page. So any other questions?
No, thank you very much. It was a lot of fun.
Good. I'm glad you enjoyed it. Thank you guys for joining. Those of you that are watching in replay, thanks for taking the time to watch. And I hope you guys have a great dinner, because I know I am. You got it. Bye. Good night, guys. Thanks.
Good night.